Good evening. All the world is a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. Welcome to BMC News Live in English, brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers. I am Vinod Narayanan, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines.
Industry Minister highlighted Bahrain's 4-year tourism strategy. Deputy Prime Minister inaugurated latest services at Al Dur Jetty. India relaxed restrictions for international travel. Kuwait ranked 7th in global oil reserves. No nation met WHO air quality standards in 2021.
News in detail. His Majesty the King congratulated His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa held a phone call with His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Supreme Council for Youth and Sports First Deputy Chairman, General Sports Authority Chairman and Bahrain Olympic Committee President. His Majesty the King congratulated His Highness Sheikh Khalid on the success of the Strongest Gulf Man, which was held as part of the 2022 Athletics Week. His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa patronized the Strongest Gulf Man, which was held under the theme Be a Beast at the vicinity of the Avenues, Bahrain. His Majesty the King said that the successful championship adds to Bahrain's success in hosting different events and championships, which enhances its standing as a destination for major sporting events. His Majesty the King commended His Highness Sheikh Khalid's efforts through the initiatives he launches to support Bahrain's reputation in continental and international sports arenas. Industry Minister highlighted Bahrain's 4-year tourism strategy. Bahrain's 4-year tourism strategy aims to spur the overall gross domestic product by 11.4% by 2026. Industry, Commerce and Tourism Minister Zayed bin Rashid Al Zayani stressed the importance of the plan, which would enhance Bahrain's standing as a tourism destination, increase the number of targeted countries, and diversify tourism in the kingdom. The strategy is based on 7 main pillars, including work on waterfronts and activities, business tourism, sports tourism, recreational tourism, medical tourism, cultural tourism, archaeology and history, media tourism, and cinematography, he said. He noted that the pillars of Bahrain's tourism strategy for the years 2022-2026 focus on facilitating entry, diversifying tourist attractions, including projects and events, marketing and promotion in partnership with the private sector and the national carrier Gulf Air, and enhancing tourism accommodation. Deputy Prime Minister inaugurated latest services at Al Dur Jetty. Deputy Prime Minister Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, the board chairman of Bahrain Mumtalakat Holding Company, has emphasized the importance of innovation in optimizing maritime logistics services to improve safety for amateur and professional seafarers. The Deputy Prime Minister was speaking as he inaugurated the latest marine services provided by Al Dur Jetty, which is operated by the Southern Tourism Company that is affiliated with Mumtalakat. The inauguration took place in the presence of ministers and senior officials. The services are the Marine Services Center, Marine Fuel Station, and the Landing Supply and Catering Ship. Royal Humanitarian Foundation grants Orphans Friend Certificate to Mabarat Abdul Rahim Al Kuhaji. Secretary General of the Royal Humanitarian Foundation, Dr. Mustafa Sayed, received Board of Trustees Chairman of Mabarat Abdul Rahim Al Kuhaji, Abdul Ghaffar Abdul Rahim Al Kuhaji. During the meeting, Mabarat Abdul Rahim Al Kuhaji was granted the Orphans Friend Certificate in tribute for its donations and contributions to the charity work being carried out by Royal Humanitarian Foundation. The foundation grants the certificate to the contributors to serving the orphans and widows. Higher Education Council Secretary General received Achievement in Social Leadership Award. Secretary General of the Higher Education Council and Vice Chairperson of the Board of Trustees of Higher Education, Dr. Shaika Rana bint Isa bin Deij Al Khalifa, received the Achievement in Social Leadership Award in the Arab Women of the Year Awards. Dr. Shaika Rana was honored by Sophie, Countess of Wessex, which reflects the deep and strategic Bahraini-UK relations. She was awarded for her role as Higher Education Council Secretary General and her previous leading positions in the Foreign Affairs Ministry. The Secretary General expressed her happiness in receiving this award, especially as it coincides with the world's celebrations of International Women's Day. 73,000 visitors to Food Festival in the first week. The Bahrain Tourism and Exhibitions Authority reported that the Bahrain Food Festival, which is currently taking place in the Bahrain Harbour, welcomed 73,167 visitors in the first 7 days of its launching, from Saturday 19th Friday 25th March, representing a 39% increase over the same festival in 2019. This increase also represents 187% of the same period of the festival in the year 2020, when the number of visitors during the first week of the festival reached 25,420, taking into account the conditions of the COVID-19 pandemic at that time. Southern Governor attended military parade. The Ministry of Interior held a military parade in Rifah Souk under the patronage of Southern Governor His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Ali bin Khalifa Al Khalifa. The event was attended by Deputy Southern Governor Brigadier Isa Tamir Al Dusri, as well as officials and officers representing the ministry's agencies. His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Ali bin Khalifa Al Khalifa stressed the significance of the military parade, which reflected allegiance to the nation led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. The Southern Governor commended the efforts of the government chaired by His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. He noted that the military parade was held as part of joint coordination between the Ministry of Interior and the Southern Governorate to consolidate the spirit of belonging to the nation and bolster community partnership. The National Communications Center organized a tour to Al Dana Amphitheatre for media personnel and journalists. The National Communications Center has organized a tour for a group of media personnel and journalists from local, regional and international media and press outlets to Al Dana Amphitheatre, Bahrain's first entertainment destination. The tour is one in a series of cultural and awareness programs organized by NCC to introduce media professionals and journalists to most prominent cultural landmarks hosted by the kingdom and constitute milestones in its history. Bahrain to host Harvard International Symposium on COVID-19. Bahrain will host the Harvard International Symposium on COVID-19, where healthcare sector specialists will meet to discuss the lessons learned from responses to the pandemic and the future of the sector. The hybrid event will take place on March 31st and will explore the most effective measures and methods that were implemented in the pandemic. Speakers from Bahrain were invited to participate in the symposium to shed light on the kingdom's successful experience in combating COVID-19. Bahrain International Airport celebrated Earth Hour. Bahrain Airport Company, the operator and managing body of Bahrain International Airport, reaffirmed its commitment to environmental sustainability as it celebrated this year's Earth Hour. To mark the occasion, non-essential lights around the airport were dimmed or switched off without affecting operations or the passenger journey. Earth Hour is a worldwide movement organized by the Worldwide Fund for Nature. The event is held annually and encourages individuals, communities, and businesses to turn off non-essential lights for 1 hour between 8:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. as a symbol of commitment to the planet. Restaurant closed after denying entry to women in hijab. A popular restaurant in Adliya has been closed by authorities after a woman wearing hijab was allegedly denied entry to the facility. Bahrain Tourism and Exhibition Authority said it has launched a probe into the issue after a video showing one of the staff blocking a hijabi woman from entering the facility went viral on social media. The BTEA asked all tourism outlets to comply with the regulations and avoid enforcing policies that violate the laws of the kingdom. The BTEA rejects all actions that discriminate against people, especially regarding their national identity, it said in a statement. The authority added that it is pursuing legal actions. Today's COVID updates.
COVID updates brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers.
India relaxed restrictions for international travel. As scheduled international flights resume operations from today after a 2-year gap following the pandemic, the Indian government has revised the guidelines, relaxing many of the existing COVID-19 related restrictions. Cabin crew members do not need to wear personal protective equipment kits, while security personnel at airports can resume pat-down search of passengers when it is needed. Airlines also do not need to keep 3 seats vacant on international flights for medical emergencies. The rules have been relaxed to ensure a smooth conduct of air operations, but wearing of protective face masks and maintenance of hand hygiene and sanitizers is compulsory both at airports and on flights. Indian school wins first prize for the best display of art in the school garden. The Indian School Bahrain has won the first prize for the best display of art in the school garden competition held in connection with the annual Flower and Vegetable Show 2022 organized by the Bahrain Garden Club. In this category, students were asked to make mosaic artworks in the school garden. The ISB students made mosaic artwork of Bahrain national animal Arabian oryx, Indian national animal Bengal tiger and artwork on trees in the school garden at Isa Town campus. The ISB is getting the first prize for the 3rd time consecutively. On behalf of the ISB, head teacher Parvati Devdas received the trophy. During the Bahrain Gardens Club's 56th prize distribution ceremony held at the Gulf Hotel Al Dana Hall, National Initiative for Agricultural Development Secretary General Sheikha Maryam bint Isa Al Khalifa presented the trophies to winners in the presence of Rifa View's Director of Finances and Administration Abdul Rahim Haji. Now we will be back after a very short break.
The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahla. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
Welcome back. Sergio Perez secures first F1 pole position in Jeddah. Sergio Perez secured his first pole position in Formula 1 in Jeddah on Saturday for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. The result was in stark contrast to the Mexican driver and his teammate Max Verstappen's tough race in Bahrain last weekend, which saw both Red Bull drivers out of the race. His pole position put him and Red Bull in a great place for the race on Sunday, while Mercedes struggled to make an impact with Lewis Hamilton eliminated and co-driver George Russell, who replaced Valtteri Bottas this season in 6th place. Kuwait ranked 7th in global oil reserves. Kuwait has been ranked 7th in the world in terms of the volume of global oil reserves with a total of 102 billion barrels and a market share of 6%, according to statistics issued by the German data company Statista. Saudi Arabia emerged as the largest exporter of crude oil in 2020 with a market share of 17%, but it was the second largest in terms of the volume of global oil reserves with a total of 298 billion barrels. In the event of a complete ban on Russian oil imports, it will enhance the dependence of importing countries on Gulf countries such as Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iran, and Iraq. UAE first Gulf country to offer artificial joint replacement of the thumb. The recent minimally invasive hand surgery techniques conference held at the Sharjah Surgical Institute at the University of Sharjah revealed a new method being used in hand surgery. Experts at the conference announced that the UAE had become the first country in the GCC region to offer the surgery to replace the thumb joint with an artificial joint. An advanced technique using an endoscope to decompress the median nerve in the hand is now also being offered for the first time in the UAE. The conference witnessed the participation of 14 hand surgeons and other healthcare professionals from across the Middle East who discussed modern techniques in the fields of hand surgery, microscopic surgery, and ultrasound surgeries, WAM reported. UAE Minister Sarah Al-Amiri among Time's 100 Most Influential People 2022. Sarah bint Youssef Al-Amiri, Minister of State of the Advanced Technology, was selected among the 100 most influential people in 2022, according to Time International magazine. Sarah Al-Amiri has been appointed as Minister of State for Advanced Sciences during the cabinet reshuffle of October 2017. Her responsibilities including enhancing the contributions of advanced sciences to the development of UAE and its economy. Sarah Al-Amiri is the chairwoman of UAE Space Agency and the UAE Council of Scientists. She also holds the position of Emirates Mars Mission Deputy Project Manager at the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center. No nation met WHO air quality standards in 2021. Not a single country managed to meet the World Health Organization's air quality standard in 2021, and smog even rebounded in some regions after a COVID-related dip. The WHO recommends the average annual readings of small and hazardous airborne particles, known as PM2.5, should be no more than 5 micrograms per cubic meter after changing its guidelines last year, saying that even low concentrations caused significant health risks. The Oscars are Sunday and change is in the air. For the first time in 2 years, the Academy Awards are rolling out the red carpet at Los Angeles Dolby Theatre for what the Film Academy hopes will be a back-to-normal Oscars, except for the stuff that's changed. The telecast of the 94th Academy Awards will begin as usual at 8 p.m. EDT on ABC. But little else about how this year's Oscars will get underway is traditional. An hour before the broadcast begins, attendees will assemble in the Dolby for the presentation of 8 awards and acceptance speeches that will be edited into a broadcast, and producer Will Packer has promised will be a tight 3 hours, the Associated Press reported. China finds second black box of crashed plane. Recovery crews on Sunday found the second black box, the flight data recorder from the wreckage of a China Eastern Airlines Boeing 737-800 jet that crashed into a mountainside in southern China, state media reported. Flight MU5735 with 132 people on board was en route from the southwestern city of Kunming to Guangzhou on the coast on Monday when it plummeted from its cruising altitude at about the time when it should have started its landing descent. The crash was the deadliest air disaster in mainland China since 1994. Earthquake of magnitude 5.8 strikes Ecuador coast. An earthquake of magnitude 5.8 struck near the coastal region of Ecuador late on Saturday, damaging buildings and striking down light poles on highways. The quake was at a depth of 40 km with its epicenter 9 km southeast of Esmeraldas, Ecuador, the European Mediterranean Seismological Center said. With that, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. every day. I am Vinod Narayanan signing off from BMC News Live. Good night.